How you doing? My name is Erick Otchere. Today I want to speak about preventing theft in a Susu. But before I start, I want to make a correction. Earlier I said that the word Susu means in Ashanti tree, that the word Susu means pool. Actually, the word Susu means small in Ashanti tree. And to be honest with you, I'm not too sure if the word Susu is a word originally from the dialect of Ashanti tree, because the word small in Ashanti tree is ketwa. So for Susu to be small, it's kind of hard to make the dots connect. But regardless, it's commonly known that the word Susu in Ashanti tree or in Ghana is to mean small, and that comes from the idea that you're putting small portions to get a larger amount back. But anyway, my apologies for that, and just wanted to make that correction. So back to what I was saying. Today I want to discuss preventing theft in a Susu. So how do you prevent theft in a Susu? How to prevent theft? Well, the first thing that you have to actually understand is the person collecting the resources or the funds or the money is usually called a banker, or somebody may call them a counter, or collector. There's a bunch of different names, but most often the word banker is used. And that is the first person that must have some integrity, because that is the person collecting all of the funds and the money and the amounts. So that person needs to have the most trust, and everybody needs to trust that person, because they are the one collecting everybody's money, and they're going to be holding it until everybody's turn to get their payout or their hand or their draw. Some people in Jamaica call this concept of Susu, they call it the partner draw. But anyway, so your banker or the person holding the money, sometimes this person can be called an administrator. Regardless, like I said, that's the first person. To have some integrity, to not be a thief. So I think I want to go into 4 basic concepts that help to prevent theft, because ultimately you can't stop anybody from wanting to steal. And this is, of course, a part of dealing with money. That's actually the second question you get. Like, after somebody asks me what is a Susu, the next question after I explain to them what a Susu is, they want to know, well, what if somebody takes all the money? What then? Well, here's some things that can kind of put a bit of a, I guess you can say, preventative effort towards the idea of somebody taking all the money. So here's 4 things. First, we want to start with familiarity. I don't even know if I spelled that right, but you know what I mean. Familiarity. And next, withholds. Familiarity withholds. The next one is penalization. And finally, accountability. You can tell I'm not a spelling bee champ, but there you go. Familiarity, withholds, penalization, and accountability. I'm just going to go through these 4 real quick. I don't want to take too much time. Familiarity. basically, you don't want to open or start or be involved in a Susu where you don't actually know anybody in the Susu. Traditionally, Susus were created among small villages, small communities, small groups of people who all knew each other and all relied on each other. So it would start off with close families, cousins, aunts, uncles, anybody who grew up together, friends from school. So familiarity. So you wanna deal with people you know. I would say most often you want to deal with family members, parents, children. Like I said, cousins. Then maybe people from school, classmates you went to high school with, college with. And then co-workers. Co-workers are always good people, familiar. These are people you're going to see often. So you want to stick with that core group of people that you know you're going to be dealing with. That way you don't have to worry about, if something happens, you don't even know the person that something happened with. Next is withholds. Withholds is basically when the Susu goes around, you want to start off not giving the entire sum to the earlier payouts, the earlier lump sums that are distributed out. They may not want to get the whole $30. They may want to get, 27 bucks. So that way there's incentive to stay in so you can get the rest of your money. That may not sound like a lot of incentive now, but when you raise the stakes and have larger amounts, you start to get into hundreds of dollars, maybe 200, 300s of dollars, thousands of dollars, who knows, whatever scale you're dealing with, then somebody may not want to take all of the money and not come back because they want to get the rest. That can help to keep the group kind of intact so that they know that there's a reason to stay inside of the Susu because there's money to be gotten towards the end. Penalization. When people are late on their contributions or deposits, there needs to be some type of penalty so that they know, well, first of all, you don't want to be late. Second off, you don't want to have gotten, or you don't want somebody in the group to have gotten their lump sum and they don't recontribute, like they gotten their money and they basically left and haven't contributed anymore. That's stealing. So you want to make sure that there's some type of retribution for not being on time and not contributing in a timely manner. And that can come from, the withholds, meaning the amount of money that's held back may not be redistributed to the person that was late, so that they know, hey, since you were late, we're going to hold on to this amount of money that you didn't get in your first, in your payout from the beginning. That way they will at least understand that, next time I won't be late, or I should actually be on time with this and make sure that everybody else's payout is given to them at the amount that they deserve. This also helps to ensure that the people who are in the later spots or the later payouts or later dates will have the amount that they deserve. And accountability. Accountability, very simple. Keep charts. Write it down. Make sure you know the date that everybody's supposed to get paid. And this is stuff for the banker to be doing. Or the collector, administrator, whatever you want to call that person. Keep a chart. Make sure everybody has access to the chart. Make sure everybody has access to the information about what's going on, and they know when their time is coming up. They know when they're supposed to be given their pay and things like that. And accountability is keeping up with all of this stuff. Everybody who's in there, all of the withholds, all of the infractions, and making sure that everything is running smooth. And that can help to prevent theft. Like I said, you can't stop somebody from wanting to steal, but you can definitely at least cut off a bit of the willingness for somebody to want to steal, and cut off or I guess you could say absorb some of the brunt of loss if somebody steals. Because if somebody actually does steal, you may actually have some money left over. They didn't take everything. So, preventing theft, familiarity with holes, penalization, and accountability. And that's it for now. If you have anything you want to talk about, just reach out to me in the comments. Again, my name is Erick Otchere, and thanks for watching.